The next 2 points we're going to cover are the inner and outer thigh points, spleen 11 and gallbladder 31. Both of these points could put your opponent to the ground and make his leg move in one direction or the other, depending on how hard you hit. The outer thigh point will give him what's called a dead leg or a Charlie horse, where he won't be able to stand. The inner thigh point will spread his base out, which will make him easier to throw or to follow up with another kick or a different strike. These points are located, if he steps forward, directly in half between his knee and his hip and into the center. Just by pressing it with one finger, it's very sensitive. On the outside, switch your feet for 1 second, it's located in the exact same spot. Half, but on the outside, and it needs to be struck a little bit harder. Reason for that is if you feel on your own thigh, the inside is soft compared to the outside. The inside one you can do more damage to with a lighter shot, but the outside one, because of the muscles, once you get through them, it's more sensitive. So the muscles act sort of like armor around the point, but once you get through it, the point itself is actually more sensitive. Two ways that we strike this, with our foot and with our knee. The knee is the easier way, but you need to be very close for that. So let's say he was to grab me and pull me in close. I would go for the inside thigh point with my knee to his knee. And with a light shot, you could see the amount of off balance that he has. Let's say I wanted to set up an arm lock. Once I was here, I would have the arm lock immediately. Okay? What I can also do is after I strike here, it sets up a perfect groin shot, because there's no way he can move his legs to protect himself. So that's one option. If he has, actually switch again. For the outside of the thigh, if he was throwing a punch, we would come in and strike it. And very light strike buckles his leg a little bit harder, and it's really going to put him down. Set him up for a strike, set him up for a throw. Second way to attack these points is with the foot. Depending on which one you choose will depend on which kick you use. For the outside point, punch with the left again, we would use the side kick and drive through. Again, this is thick muscle. If you came in with a roundhouse kick, he might be able to take it. But if you dig a side kick with the heel in, it's going to get an awesome effect. Now, grab. For the inside, we have a choice. We can either use our roundhouse kick, or we could use a special kick with our heel. So it's sort of like a front kick, but it kicks off to the side, and the heel's the striking point. So when he grabs, we kick, and it buckles his leg out, setting him up for another kick, a strike, or you can see the arm is right there for an arm lock. So no matter how he grabs, whichever foot is in front, grab. If I see this foot in front, that's the side I hit. Put the other foot. If I see the other foot, that's the side that I hit. If he was to punch, and he was here, I would hit the outside of the thigh. If he was to step with the left and punch with the right, then I could come into the inside of the thigh with a front kick and buckle it. Something to keep in mind is if you do kick these points, there's a good chance that your opponent will be on the ground. So when you figure in your follow-up techniques, figure that he's going to be on the ground, you're going to have to close real quick and either grapple with him or continue striking and kicking. The next 3 points we're going to cover are on the lower leg, the foot and the calf. The first one we're going to do is we're going to have Dusan take a step forward, and it's located between the last two toes, the pinky toe and I guess the ring toe. You're going to go about an inch up, then you're going to feel a hollow pocket. When you press it, you know that you're on the spot. Now for practice purposes, throw a punch. We're just going to use our toe to make sure that we're on the spot, and it's very painful. Real situation, he's got shoes, he's got whatever, so as he comes in, we would stomp it. If you stomp this point with your heel, there's a very good chance, like 95%, of breaking his foot in that spot. All right, this point can also be used, like bear hug, if he was behind me, to help release from the hold. Okay? A lot of people try to stomp on the instep of the foot. The instep of the foot is a very strong bone. It's one of the strongest bones in the human body. So if you get his toes a little bit, he may let go. But if you focus for the corner towards the pinky toe, it's going to be much more effective. Right? The second point, step forward with the right. You're going to find his ankle bone. We place our hand above the ankle bone. Right where the top of your hand is, on the inside of the bone, behind the shin bone, is the point. The point will buckle his ankle and make his knee move to the outside. So when you press it, it buckles. The way we're going to kick this is with the same scoop kick that we used for the inside of his knee. So if he steps forward and grabs, and I see the opening, I'm going to scoop kick with the inside of my heel, and it's a very effective shot. No matter how effective it may look right now, when you have shoes on, it's 10 times as effective because it's very painful. So what you're looking to do is dig the inside of your heel and strike him on the inside of his ankle. Usually, if he's going to grab you, punch you, whatever he's going to do, he's going to take a step. Whichever foot's in the front, that's the one you attack. If he was to step with the other foot, that's the one that you attack. The advantage in this is it's a very quick kick, it's very low, and it's below his line of sight, so he will not see it. Also, you can still use your hands while you do the kick. It doesn't disrupt your balance because you don't have to lean back, you don't have to tilt, anything like that. The third point, just turn, is going to be on the back of the leg. It's the bladder point on the calf. We're going to find the back of his knee. We're going to find the bottom of his calf muscle. Approximately 1/3 of the way up, we're going to find a little hole, and that's where we're pressing. This serves one purpose, and that is to bring him down to the ground. So if he was facing me, let's come on this side, and he punches with the right, I would block using my heel. I would kick into the point to drop him to the ground. A secondary application, grappling position, is if I was throwing him, usually we'll do the throw this way, going between the legs. That's so that I can throw him and not injure him. But if I wanted to hurt him and make it a little more damaging, I would use the heel against here and take him down. Now that was just a tap and he felt it, but if you kick it hard, you're going to disable his leg. He won't be able to do very much, probably not even stand.